getting that leverage and trying to build a sustainable career in the arts, you need to understand one thing. You don't have to sell yourself short. Right now, you are going out, you are desperate, you need something, you know, but never sell yourself short. If you sell yourself short, you regret it. You think it's really about the now. No, don't do that. Basically, I'm saying that in any situation of human dignity or business dealings, you need to do these things. Read contracts thoroughly. If they give you a contract for anything, if they say make 27 bags, make sure that it states there. There's no ambiguity. Read contracts thoroughly. Seek a second opinion. You have lecturers, you have, people you look up to. You can always call and say, oh, do you think this is great? Right? Seek a second opinion. And there's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to appear desperate, because desperation can be seen on the face. They see that they'll take advantage of it. I hear that people went for sponsorship and all of that. Sometimes you don't have it, but you have to stand your ground in a way. As I've written, be firm. Being firm is not being stubborn. Right? Be firm. Be firm. Make sure your real value shines too. And there's one last thing I want you guys to do. Even though I've preached about networking and everything, you should be careful of group mentality. Group think. Think personally. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Don't force yourself. All of us can't be the same, but all of us can succeed in different ways. So that's really important. Never sell yourself short. I'll leave these slides with you guys so that you can have a skim through anytime. If you need me, I'm only one text away on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm done. Questions and answers, please. You are applauding. Go on. Go on.
Thank you, Desmond. Yeah. So any questions for Desmond? Suggestions, contributions? Benaya.
Thank you for this opportunity. With regards to
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, please go on.
please, with regards to confidence, is there any such thing as being too confident or overconfident, and what are the flaws attached, if there is any?
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, I believe that anything that exists has the tendency to be extreme, right? Overconfidence is when you don't listen to feedback. You think you are the right person all the time. You don't see yourself as an entity to be corrected. You feel like, nothing goes past you. You are the epitome of knowledge and whatever. So, being obnoxious, basically, that's it. There is a type of thing as that. How you can balance yourself not to be overconfident is to practice something we call active listening, right? It's good to be firm, it's good to have an opinion, but it's good to understand that you're not the only wise person in the room. So as I'm speaking, you are nodding, you are showing interest, you are not shrugging me off and using your body language to be like, what was he saying? This is active listening. And not making the person feel like, well, you've dismissed them without saying, or you've dismissed them non-verbally. So you see how you're using your body language to, assert what I'm saying, like you're saying, okay, yeah, I get it. That's another way to, be firm but not be dismissive, which is often termed as overconfidence, like you are being like overly obnoxious, like puts people off. I hope I've answered your question.
Thank you, Desmond. Any more questions? Seth.
Desmond, since you majored in playwriting,
Yeah.
my question is, has playwriting in any way given you influence to who you are and then what you do now? Any influence from that area?
Okay, thank you very much. Ah, man, playwriting has done everything for me. I think playwriting is, I'm not even being biased, but it's one of the most immersive disciplines that you'd ever have to take. Because do you know what it does to you? It makes you speak for how many characters will you play? 20. So you speak for them for 60 minutes. You have to think differently at all times. Imagine the number of neurons you have to use when writing. Imagine the number of times you have to schools of thought that you have to understand in order to create a believable dialogue. So playwriting has really helped. How it has helped me is that as a playwright, I see a good script when I see it. So it helps me choose my work wisely. There's a saying that your last work might be, I mean, well, the last work you do might be the only work you do, because it was bad, it was so bad, or it was so good that you decided not to do anything. So being a playwright, student in the past has really helped me pick and choose the scripts. One other thing it has also done for me is make me analytical. In agency work, we do a lot of copying, writing and review. I'm able to see a copy and say, oh no, this thing is ambiguous. If you say this, you are not communicating clearly. Playwriting gives me that edge, gives me that. As an actor, I pick up a script and I literally know how to characterize it, because I will use my brain to create characters so much so that if the person says something, I feel like, okay, this person should appear this way. So it even helps me to pick my costumes when I'm doing stuff. As I'm currently reading the script for the new season, I'm using a lot of these things, But in general, it makes you very analytical, opens your brain, your mind, makes you see the world. It makes you want to constantly learn, because you are at the core of creativity. I hope I've answered your question. Thank you. Yes, please.
Concerning the same confidence, sometimes there's this fright that comes with it. I want to know if there is anything to do about it.
Yeah. Fright. Totally. So there's a saying that if you are not anxious for anything, you are dead. Anxiety is part of our defense. Anxiety comes when your brain is telling you there's danger. There's danger. If you don't get anxious about things, you might cross a road and not look left or right, and boom, gone too soon. So it's not wrong to feel fright. Another saying goes that you are as good as your last show. Imagine will tell you, whenever you go on stage, you are only as good as the last time. But what I've done here, if it was good, I can't rely on this. The next time I get an opportunity, it has to be better, because my faculties or the human brain have been wired to be frightened. It's called the fear of the unknown. Okay, once you don't have that, it means you are going to fail. So how do you channel that anxiety to be something good? And you are anxious, the only thing that you can do to prepare to be a confident person is to practice. That's what I've said in the slides. Words of affirmation, speak to yourself in the mirror. It's a constant practice. Fright will come, but constant fright is the problem. Okay, fright will come. Let's distinguish, right? Are you frightened all the time? Most of the time. Are you frightened when you are doing activities that require you to stand in front of people? Sometimes. So your fright is not connected to like having to be in front of people or having to be the center of attraction. Exactly. You don't want to fumble. It means your faculties are telling you that you can do better, but there's a tendency of you not being able to.
So what do? You practice. You practice so that you are able to. I can give you tips. For instance, when my big bro was speaking, I was here. You know, I was feeling tensed because I have to feel tensed in order to psych myself and say, use the experience I have from the past. So if you are in a position like of a public speaker, or if you're speaking, one thing you have to know is do is ice breaking. Like, we had a conversation, you guys told me about who will win what. The tension left me and it came to you and transferred it. You get me? That's an icebreaker. You can look up above. Don't establish eye contact with people, just look up above. You can pace up and down the stage, but you have to do it clinically, not mechanically. So all these tips are available. Just look them up online. You'll be fine. Okay? Alright. Any other questions? Hi.
Please, you said a lot. Actually, was but one thing I want to know, after reading, I know you say
That's living within my means, right? It's one of those things. You think that, but you are you joining a ride? But have you seen the dollar rate? That's about it. I hope I've answered your question. Thank you. Yes.
I want to know more. I want to know more.
Sorry? My failures.
Because I feel without you.
Solid. Exactly. Which one should I say? Well, so, okay, I'm going to say this. So I completed secondary school in 2009. Yeah? But I came to university in 2013. I don't consider as a failure, but as a big gap. Because I wanted to be a lawyer. I'm going to be anyway. I wanted to be a lawyer. I tried again. But do you know what was holding me back? Yes, it's our biggest nightmare, all of us. What? Oh wow, we are scared by the same things, right? Yes, my math wasn't good. I was still at the math. I was like, nah, I have to get into law school. But as a visual arts student, how do you get into law school? How do you really tell me? But my dad was like, no, hold your law now, so you all because I said Gaza Strip one day when we were watching news. So what did I do? I chased. But when I was chasing, I worked at Sky Digital. I worked at Radio Midas. Then I went to PhD to start TV with them on Viasat 1. The main thing, or the reason why I called this, well, these were difficult times because my friends were going and I was home. Everybody know that, hey, boy, for this a sharp or no and all of that. It really did me in. My self-confidence and everything. Even my girlfriend at that time went to uni. You know, when you have with somebody from secondary school, you think you do things together. She left me and went fast. And right now, when they are saying I'm going to lectures, you are saying, oh, me yes, kids can crave you. You know. No, it's you are laughing, but it was painful. You get me? But I said to myself that I was going to be a lawyer. Then I asked myself, where did I see a lawyer? Where first did I see a lawyer? And I said it was on TV. How many of you have seen a proper courtroom like in real life? But how many of you have seen a proper courtroom on TV? All of us. So what did I do? I bought forms to come to the Department of Theatre Arts. And I said, if I can't be a lawyer in real life, I'll be a lawyer on screen. And do you know what my final year play was about? A lawyer who had to do a case against his own in-law. So it's not like there are no failures. It's how I see them. I just saw opportunity. I saw opportunity to become, to segue into something else. I just redirected my focus. And today, I believe I'm in a position to become the lawyer I want to be. Because I have trained my heart, head and hand by being a theater student. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, Aristotle. I'll tell you one thing. You can't give what you don't have. So you constantly have to know stuff. Just know stuff. I won't even tell you read. Know stuff. When I say know stuff, when you see something on the road and you don't understand. Yesterday, I was reading something. I gave it something for a friend to read, and it had inter alia. You know them Latin words that are in things. He said, "Charlie, it be water." Like Charlie, Google up. So we have things. We have a saying between me and him. We call it due diligence. You have to do due diligence with everything. That's the only way. Because when you know, you can give. And if you are reading from a very good writer or a smart writer, you know, right? So as a writer, you have to know. You have to know. Not all at once, but you have to have the edge to know. Right? That's the one thing I can tell you. Because you can't give what you don't have. Really. You can't. Yes. Media management. Okay. So global media management is just managing media from a global perspective. It's a course I studied as my master's when I was a Chieftain Scholar in the United Kingdom. So media is what we consume on the daily, every day. But what managing it is using media to achieve the best results for any organization. So you see, we want people to come here to this department. How do we target them, right? Which sort of people do we want? Can they pay their own fees? No. So when we are doing a media plan, we don't put only digital. We can target you on your phones, right? But that's not what we do alone, because you know you don't pay your own fees. So we do a big ad in Daily Graphic because we know that your dad reads it. So we are managing media to get the optimum results. So that's what I currently do at PhD as the manager for digital planning and strategy. Yeah. So do you understand what we do now? Basically, that's global media management. Yes. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Desmond. Sadly, our third presentation, as stated on the program we all have, won't come off because the presenter wasn't able to join us. So we'll go on to the next one. Mr. Bismarck Odumsaki. He'll be giving us a presentation on written grants and scholarship proposals. He also graduated from here and he's currently a lecturer